was I knew that NASA had discovered an asteroid in 2004 that they named Apophis. And that was basically all I knew about it. So because what I saw was literally a space rock, when I got out of bed, I immediately went and started doing research. One thing led to the other, and learned that this asteroid at first was on NASA's radar as being an NEO, a near-Earth object, that they believed it in 2004 had the potential to impact the Earth. They still believe it's possible.
Okay, now, this Apophis, this interests me. Why do you believe Apophis is from the ancient prophecy about wormwood in the book of Revelation?
Well, first of all, I believe in prophecy. I believe in Bible prophecy. I believe this event is going to happen. I did not know that when Revelation 8 was written, where it says a star fell from heaven,
yes,
it's the word asteron. It's from the Greek asteroid. Yeah, I didn't know that until then, and there was a lot of other things that I learned along the way as well. And the bottom line is Apophis is a real asteroid, and here's what they're saying. They're saying it probably isn't going to strike the Earth in 2029, so they changed their opinion a little bit. It still could, they're saying. But here's what they're saying. But it's going to come so close to the Earth that it's going to knock the satellites out that are in orbit around this planet. Now, this is a monster rock, and I talked to several astronomers, including a friend of mine that works at NASA and has above top secret security clearance, and plus Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis that works at the Pentagon, put me in contact with impact specialists, all these scientists, and they said there is no way in the world that you can say that a stone moving 28,000 miles per hour through space that's going to cover tens of thousands of miles before it gets here in 9 years is going to come so close that it's going to knock out the satellites and yet be assured that it's not going to hit the planet. They all said that's rubbish, it's a cover-up. Here's what I believe. I believe it because I saw it. I believe it because what I saw and the way it came to me has not yet one time in my life failed, including the resignation of Pope Benedict against all odds. It has not happened one time yet that it didn't unfold exactly the way I saw it. So I'm speaking from personal experience, but it's been validated by the facts after the fact. So I believe it in all my heart. I will look you in the eye and give you a new prediction, like I did when I told you the Pope was going to resign and everybody said it would never happen. In April of 2029, Apophis is going to strike the Earth.
You know what you believed from the vision. You know what you believed from the Bible, Revelation 8. But what if an expert in astronomy were to look at Revelation 8? You talk to one. Tell me what they said.
Yeah, actually I had two different astronomers tell me that I wasn't even reading Revelation 8 correctly, that the first four trumpets are the four stages of a singular event. Trumpet number 1 sounds and fire falls down from heaven and sets the fields and trees on fire. That's the first debris that's being pushed out ahead of an incoming asteroid. Trumpet number 2 sounds and a giant stone burning like a lamp falls into the sea and wipes out the ships. And this is a breaking up of a binary asteroid or a giant asteroid like Apophis. Trumpet number 3 sounds, and this is the one that's actually named wormwood, that contaminates a third of the Earth's waters, and many people die as a result of it. And then trumpet number 4 sounds, and a third part of the stars and the sun and the moon are darkened, which is the result of all. And again, exactly what I saw when I didn't even understand what I was looking at. All this debris rising up into the jet stream, getting spread around the Earth and blocking out a huge portion of the sunlight. It's all a singular event as a result of an incoming massive stone, which is what Apophis is.
Now, speaking of a massive stone, give me some of the facts about how large it'll be and some of the facts about Apophis.
Yeah, it was discovered at the Kitt Peak National Observatory 2004. That's when NASA named it Apophis. It is 370 meters wide, or 1,200 foot wide, or 4 NFL football fields wide. It weighs an estimated 20 million metric tons. It is traveling
20 million?
20 million. It's traveling at 28,000 miles per hour. And I'm telling you, it's going to hit the Earth. Here's what scientists say. If it does, and this is NASA's experts, if it does hit the Earth, they're mapping, by the way, technology tells them it'll probably come down somewhere around the border of Mexico and California, so a highly densely populated area. Another NASA scientist said, think of it this way. Take every nuclear warhead that is on Earth today, China, America, Russia, everybody, put them in one place and let them go off all at one time. And that's what's going to happen when Apophis strikes the Earth.
My goodness. Well, why do you say it's a massive cover-up?
Yeah, well, so my friend at NASA, he was the one that put me on the trail. They don't want this information getting out any sooner than it's going to. By 2025, people will be able to look up in space and see this with their home telescopes. Fairly sophisticated telescopes. 2 years after that, they'll be able to look up in space and see it with the naked eye. By that time, there's going to be mass chaos and panic. So right now, they're doing mitigation efforts in the background, which we can talk about. This is part of Trump's Space Force, trying to figure out a way that they can stop this from impacting the Earth.
Now, since this vision, since you've had astronauts and scientists describe what you saw, you look at scriptures very differently.
I really do.
Tell me one scripture you look.
Yeah, like Luke 21, 25 through 28, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. And that word is asteroid. There shall be signs in the asteroids. And upon the earth, distress of nations. That's exactly what I saw. With perplexity. They don't know what to do about it. But to finish that verse, the sea and the waves roaring, that's exactly what I saw. Men's hearts failing them for fear and looking after those things that are coming.
And you said we'll eventually be able to see it with our naked eye.
That's exactly right. But then it says this, but then shall they see the sign of the coming of the Son of Man. And when you see these things begin to come to pass, then lift up your eyes and look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
Now, when I heard President Trump announce that he was creating a new branch of service, the Space Force, how does this fit in? Or what makes you think that one of the agendas was this wormwood prophecy?
Well, I have friends, you have friends that are around the president. They are prophecy believers, and they have been in his ear about this issue and about wormwood. And so that's part, some of these are Christian scientists who are talking about that, so that's part of it. And by the way, it's a giant umbrella. It's already been funded, the new Space Force. It's a new branch of the U.S. military. But if you look at the reasons behind it and its funding, it's almost all having to do with near-Earth objects, asteroids, and the mitigation of those asteroids. This has come together very quickly. It got funded very quickly, and it is because...
I was wondering why it happened so fast.
And by the way, to add another element to this, at the National Cathedral, just last week, they just anointed and blessed a brand new King James Version of the Bible. And the order is that every commanding officer in the Space Force has to be sworn into duty using that Bible. So Donald Trump and his administration, they also recognize that there is a supernatural element around this issue.
You believe that this could cause a worldwide turning to God?
Yes. What I saw was people everywhere on their faces begging God. You know, the New Testament says some save with fear, right? Hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. Some people are not motivated until something catastrophic like this happens. But the church has also been asleep. Not everybody, but a lot. And this is going to be a wake-up call for people everywhere who will be turning to God. Many of the people in the church, I imagine that your ministry, Sid, is going to use this as the greatest evangelism opportunity perhaps in the history of humankind. It's going to be a great opportunity to reach the greatest, largest number of people, because at that time, everybody is going to have this on their mind. They're all going to be talking about it. They're all going to be begging God to deliver them. It's going to be a great opportunity. It could literally be what instigates the next great awakening.